Thanks everyone for coming today. My name is Brandon Grant. I'm the marketing director here at QuoteWerks. Today we're going to be kind of demonstrating and discussing a lot of the new features that we added in the last year, so in 2015, how you can use those features, in 2016, how you can leverage those, and how they can be set up in your system. A lot of things we're going to cover today, you probably have seen through other webinars, but you may have missed a couple of these really great new features that we added. So I'll make sure to cover just the main ones today. So an overview for today, we're just going to do kind of a short PowerPoint presentation, just a couple slides just to kind of give you some information on the features that we released. Then we'll actually do a demonstration of those new features so you can kind of see how all that works. We'll also take questions at the end of the webinar, so if you do have questions about a specific feature or about something in QuoteWerks in general, you can feel free to have that information show up in your installation, and we'll take care of that for you. So if you do have that information, just let me know, and we'll make sure to take care of that for you. So to go over the new release features, we did have 131 new features released in 2015, so that's quite a few features. So we're not going to go over every single one today, but we do post those on the website. So if you do have questions or you do want to see all the features that we released, just go to our supports page. You'll be able to see all of them here on the releases summary page. We released about 118 fixes, so anytime we do find a bug, or if you guys let us know about one, we'll make sure to release an update that'll have that fix in there. So that is something that we take a lot of pride in, how fast we can update and make changes to the software specifically to fix anything that may not be working properly. So as you use the software, if you do have questions or not sure if something's working properly, definitely let us know. All right, so we're going to start with some of the integration updates. So if any of you are integrating with any of our CRM or PSA systems, whether it be ConnectWise, Autotask, MSCRM, Salesforce, Act, Goldmine, Outlook, really any of those, we updated a lot of the releases so that they all integrate, continue to integrate with those systems. So if you do have, or you're still getting an error message or anything like that, make sure that you are on the latest version, because we are up to date with all the latest versions of these systems. So you see we did add support for ConnectWise 2015.5.6 and then 2016.1. We also now support Outlook 2016, so if you're on the latest version of Outlook, you'll be set there. Sugar CRM 7.6 support, Act version 18 and Act for Web version 17 are going to be supported now. MSCRM version 7.1, and I believe the beta for the next release of MSCRM, I think it's 8.0. I'm not quite sure about that one, but whatever the next release is for MSCRM, the beta is supported in the latest release as well, so I would expect to see that coming out here shortly. QuickBooks 2016 is supported, as well as Sage 50 US Edition 2016, so both of those are up to date. And then the last two releases from Goldmine 2015.1 and 2015.2 are now supported. Google Contacts, any of you that are using Google to manage your contacts in QuoteWerks, they did rewrite their API completely, so we do support that. We even updated the help file with that information, because it's quite a few hoops you have to jump through to use their new API, but we have that all listed out for you, so you can start using that if you haven't been able to use that in the last couple of weeks. We do support Windows 10. We've actually supported it since April, so if you are on any release that's from April or longer, you can update to Windows 10. Any of your machines that need to update to Windows 10, you can do that. You won't have any issues with QuoteWerks there. And for all the Salesforce users, we actually rewrote our integration using Salesforce's new API. The really great thing about this is any of you that are on like the Group Edition or the Professional Edition, you used to have to purchase the API from Salesforce in order to use the integration. You don't have to do that anymore. It just comes with QuoteWerks now. You don't have to purchase anything additional from Salesforce, so that's a really nice update that's available for you. All right, so let's go and get into some of the major features that have been released in QuoteWerks. So one of the major features that we released was the autosave. So this is a pretty big one, because it's something that a lot of people have asked for a long time, where basically QuoteWerks will save your work as you're making changes to the document. The Tools My Preferences window, it's Tools, My Preferences in QuoteWerks, and then the Miscellaneous tab. Once you update, it will automatically be enabled, but you can turn it off. So if you don't want to use the autosave functionality, you have that option to turn it off. But it's basically going to run in the background, very similar to how Microsoft Word runs, where you working in a document, you save it, and then it'll just autosave your work kind of every 2 minutes as you make changes to the document. So really nice feature. You just need to be up on version 5.1 for that functionality. Our auto links. This is something that we released early last year. This is where we automatically generate links to different CRM and PSAs entities, and these are created on the Links tab. So if you're using Autotask, ConnectWise, MSCRM, Salesforce, Goldmine, or Act4Web, you'll be able to take advantage of these auto links. But basically what they'll do is they'll allow you to quickly view a contact, the opportunity, a ticket, a follow-up call, any of that information that QuoteWerks creates. Will actually create a link directly to that entity in your CRM or your PSA, so you can go right to that system. So you don't have to actually do a search for the opportunity that you're working on or do a search for that contact. You can just click on the link and you'll be able to select that directly from the Links tab. So nice little feature there to have, and it's something I'll show you today. We'll use one of the CRMs so you can see how that would work. Our enhanced Etilize integration, so for any of you that are using the real-time module with Etilize, you probably noticed about halfway through the year we released an update that had a ton of new functionality for Etilize. It really made the system a lot easier to use and a lot faster to find the items that you were looking for. We were able to drill down for items by the category, manufacturers, attributes, and features, so it made it much quicker and easier to find an item you were looking for if you were searching by like a keyword. You know, if you didn't know the part number or exactly what you're searching for, you could kind of start to drill down exactly for what you're looking for. One of the really nice things about this as well is we retrieve all the distributors at the same time now. So instead of going to one distributor, getting their pricing availability and pulling it in, we're doing all four at the same time, so it's a lot quicker. And we were able to kind of update that code as well and clean it up a little bit and make it a little more efficient for you also. We also added the similar and upsell tabs in Etilize. This will allow you to see similar items, which means that the items have similar functionality and typically are similar in price. And then the upsell items have the more functionality and typically more expensive. So just gives you a lot more functionality, a lot more flexibility to find the items that you're looking for, add them to the document, and even compare the items in the document. We also added the distributors column and the categories column, which I'll show you here today. But this is where you can quickly see which distributors typically carry that item and which category they fall into. So just, again, just a lot of these updates were just to make things easier on you, make it a little more efficient to find those exact items that you were looking for. In addition to the Etilize and enhanced Etilize integration, we also created a comparison window for you, and the comparison window will actually let you compare multiple items in a grid format. So you can see the differences between the items. We'll also highlight the differences. You can see in the screenshot here the differences in the items are highlighted in yellow. You can check your real-time pricing availability from here. You'll see at the very top of that screenshot it says Show Pricing Availability panel. So you can still get your pricing availability. You can get pricing availability across all the items. And you can do up to basically however many items will fit on your monitor, somewhere between 15 and 20. Typically what fits, so it makes it really easy so you can see kind of the differences between the items and which ones you want to add to your document for your customer. One of the really nice things about this feature is that you can save it as a PDF to send to the client, and if you do send it to the client as a PDF, we will strip out the pricing and the part number information, so your client doesn't get that. They'll just see the item information on there instead. This year we also redesigned our print engine and improved the PDF creator. So if you've upgraded to 5.1, so version 5.1, you'll be able to see the new print engine. It's a big change, but it is something that's going to give you a lot more flexibility in controlling the output of your documents. So you're actually going to be able to, first of all, you're going to be able to use Microsoft Word for your cover pages, literature, and spec sheet documents. So that's going to be a nice change for a lot of you where you're having to use RTF or PDF documents before. We can now set cover and layout defaults, which is extremely nice feature because you're able to, instead of having to remember to select a specific layout each time, you can actually set a default. So if you use a layout or a cover page for most of your documents, you can already have that set. We're also able to reorder the documents prior to merging them into PDF and previewing them. So you'll see on the right-hand side we have that selections panel, shows all the different selections in this document, and then I can actually reorder them in the way I want them to be merged into the PDF. So it just gives you a lot of control over which order things are printed in. So I know that's a feature that a lot of people have been asking for a really long time. Attach multiple layout files. This is also a nice feature if any of you wanted to attach additional layouts or additional files to the document. You know, maybe you had multiple Word layouts or multiple QuoteWerks layouts or a combination of them that you wanted to attach into your PDF, you're able to do that now. And then we do automatically number your PDF documents. So before you had to kind of put macros in there and maybe have it run a formula or something like that, you don't have to worry about that anymore. We're going to go ahead and number all those pages for you. And then the preview window gives you some more options as well. It's going to give you a zoom, a go-to. So if you have a 15-page document, you can go straight to page 12 instead of having to thumb through all the different pages. You can find specific words or keywords on the document as well, and you're going to be able to toggle between the different pages. You also have a preview panel on the left-hand side. So a lot of new functionality with the redesigned print engine, and hopefully something that'll save you a lot of time and really help with when you're ready to deliver these documents. In addition to redesigning the print engine, we also streamlined our Microsoft Word merging, so we made it a lot faster to merge your Word documents. You don't have to worry about Word opening, then it merging, closing, then saving as a PDF. We're actually going to open up in the kind of PDF preview document now, so it saves a lot of time. Everything still works exactly the same. You shouldn't have to make any changes to your Word documents. Everything that just works. So once you update, you'll be able to take advantage of that functionality. The really nice part is that if you don't have Word on your document or on your machine that's using QuoteWerks, you can still use the Word merge. You'll still be able to have access to those layout documents. So if all your layouts are done in Word, but you're using maybe a laptop that doesn't have Microsoft Office installed on it, you'd still be able to use QuoteWerks to deliver your layout. So just a nice little feature that we added. But the how much time it takes just merge the Word documents now is a big improvement over the last few iterations. All right, and then one of the last major features we're going to talk about today is the Dell Punchout system. So we've been waiting on Dell for a while for this, and they finally have it available, so we're able to kind of release it. But what this will allow you to do is to import order requisitions from Dell into QuoteWerks. So we'll basically launch the Dell Premier page, let you build your quote in Dell, and then you can import that order requisition directly into QuoteWerks. Send it to your customer, and then the really great thing about it is once the customer has approved it, you'll be able to convert that quote to an order, and then even do the purchasing directly from QuoteWerks into Dell. So a lot of functionality there. I'm going to show you that today, but something that a lot of you have been waiting on. So it's ready, it's available. You just have to request your credentials from your Dell rep. You do have to specifically request the Punchout credentials. These are different than your Premier Portal credentials. They're going to have to create you brand new ones. So you can start contacting them to get those credentials and start using them. That functionality. Now, most of the features that you see today are going to be in 5.1. Some of them are in 5.0, but I see a couple questions about when this functionality is available. So basically, just update to the latest version of QuoteWerks that's on the website. You'll have access to everything you've seen today. As always, if you do have questions or need any assistance, please feel free to give us a call, send us an email. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. We do have videos on the website that go over a lot of specific features. We do have our help file, which is basically our user's manual, has all the information about new and existing features in the software. We also have our live, like this one, and also recorded webinars on the website. So if you did miss any of the previous webinars, you can view those. If you want to see a webinar from 4 years ago, those are available as well. We do have a users forum as well. You can find that on the support page. It's a great place to interact with other QuoteWerks users. So if you have questions and you want to kind of interact with other QuoteWerks users, that's a great place to go. And then we do have partners worldwide. So if you do have questions or want to work with someone locally, let us know. Go to our website. We have a lot of international partners as well as here in the States and Canada, partners all over the world. So definitely let us know if you're ever interested in working with someone locally. We're going to be at a ton of events this year. We're doing our quote workshops. We're basically traveling to different cities across the country. The next one is going to be in Austin in February. That one's already full, so that's really great. I think we're going to be doing one in Raleigh and then also in on the West Coast somewhere. We haven't nailed down the location yet, but also in the Northeast somewhere as well. So be on the lookout for those emails. When we're in your area or we're planning to be on your area to do these trainings, we'll be sending out email blasts, so just keep a lookout for that. You can also go to our website, go to our classroom page, and you'll see all of the tentative dates for those trainings. We're pretty active on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and even LinkedIn to a lesser extent. So if you do have questions or you want to see kind of what's going on with QuoteWerks, make sure you're following us on those so you can kind of always stay in the know with what's happening at QuoteWerks. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go over some of the new features. The first one's going to be the autosave. So I have a quote already preset for myself, and basically a lot of times what happens when you're working on a quote in QuoteWerks, maybe you get a phone call, you have to do something else, and you forgot to save your document, and then your computer crashes, you lose power, or something like that, so you lost your work. So with the autosave, QuoteWerks is automatically going to check every 2 minutes for any changes to your document. So anytime a change happens, you'll be able to, it'll automatically save in the background. Now the first time you save, QuoteWerks is going to ask you, do you want to autosave? It's going to pop up this little dialog box here. It's going to say, please save this quote to initialize the autosave. This is important because this is how we start the autosave. If you hit no, QuoteWerks is not going to run the autosave in the background. So you need to make sure you hit yes, and then it'll prompt you to save the document as you usually do. If you're integrating with the CRM or PSA, you'll have your integration options here. You don't have to create the opportunity with your CRM or PSA if you're doing it at that time. You can simply just save the document and then save it at a later time to update the opportunity. If you want to do it, you can do that as well, so if you already want to link it. But the important part is just going to be saving it, so we can hit OK, we can save it, and then every 2 minutes we'll actually get a little notification down at the bottom that'll tell us that our quote has been autosaved. So with any changes that we make, those changes have been made. So just a nice little feature to keep in mind. Like I said, you can turn it off under the Tools Options menu, or I'm sorry, Tools My Preferences, and then click on the Miscellaneous tab, and that'll take you, that'll let you turn it on and off. So if you did want to turn it on or turn it off instead, you have that option. I would recommend keeping it on, but it is a per user preference. So there might be some users that want to turn it on, some users that want to turn it off. It's completely up to you. You know, whatever you want to do, you'll have that option when using it. Okay. So the next one's going to be the auto links. So we kind of talked about this already. The auto links are automatically generated links on the Links tab in QuoteWerks. So if I click on my Links tab here, so bring me to see any of those automatically generated links. Like I said, it's going to support AutoTask, ConnectWise, MS-CRM, Salesforce, Goldmine, and Act4Web. So if you're using one of those CRM or PSAs, you have access to the auto links, and you'll see they'll just be created automatically. So if I save my quote again, and this time I choose to create an opportunity, and for this example we're going to use AutoTask, so I'll go ahead and hit my OK option here, and I'll save it. You can see once I pulled my contact in, which I had already previously done, it already created the links to my contacts in that CRM or PSA. In this case, AutoTask, so it already created it in there. And in this one, if I create it, it's going to then create my opportunity link, and then also a link to my to-do, or like my follow-up call. So it's nice functionality to have. It'll show up automatically for you, and there's no need to set it up or even worry about it. You can use the functionality if you like to. You don't have to, but it's there. And like I said, the really nice thing about it is it's just automatic. It's just already available for you. So let's go ahead and hit, let's go ahead and hit cancel. We don't need that one. All right, so let's go back here, and you can see there's my link to my opportunity. So instead of having to go to AutoTask to search for this opportunity, or ConnectWise, or MS-CRM, or Salesforce, it'll just automatically be linked there, so I can click on it, and that'll open up my CRM or PSA, so I can go right to that opportunity. So again, just a nice little time-saving feature there. Okay, and the next one we're going to move on to is the enhanced Etilize integration. So this one's going to take a little bit longer to go through. There's a little bit more to it than the first two. So under your products menu, you'll have your option for Etilize. So any of you that are new to Etilize, this is going to be something that's going to be new for you, is the searching functionality. So when you click on search for, if you don't know the exact part number that you're looking for, you can start to populate it, or you can search by keyword. So if I wanted to say, okay, I'm going to look for a trip light switch. That's a pretty generic term. There's not too much information in there that's really going to provide me with everything that I'm looking for. You know, it found 323 items. If I had done something, you know, like a Cisco switch or something like that, you know, I'd probably even have more than that result. So I want to start to be able to narrow this down. If you look on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see that there's an option for categories, and I can even click on more to extend it, or expand it rather, and manufacturers, and also features and attributes. So I can use a combination of the three. I can just use one of them. You can actually filter and drill down to a specific item that you're looking for. So for instance, if I know, okay, I'm going to look for, I know it's a switch box, so I'm going to select switch boxes. And the number in parentheses next to the category or the attribute tells you how many in that specific category or attribute. So in this case, when I did switch boxes, it drops it down to 122. So I know that there's 122 left. So if I wanted to drill down even further, I could go down to product family. And so if I clicked on Net Commander, that would bring me down to 11. If I did Net Director, that would bring me down to 17. So again, just makes it very easy to quickly drill down to those specific items that you're looking for and find them here. Now, once I have my items, there's a couple things that are going to be new to you as well. You'll see in mine, which you may not see available in yours, the Etilize distributors and category columns. These are only going to be shown if you click on your Customize Columns button to the right. So if you look all the way to the right of the product lookup window, you can see there's a button that says Customize Columns. And when you click on this button, this will allow you to show or hide specific columns on your product lookup screen. So if I choose Customize Columns, that'll show me a list of my different columns. Now the really great thing about this is that once you make this change, or if you decide to show these columns, you can actually apply them to all of your users that are using it. So if you're making the changes for yourself, but you want all your users to have this, there's an Apply To tab that you can use and apply those settings to across all the users. So a lot of functionality there, a lot of time saving there, so you don't have to go to each user to show these columns. But the distributors column and the category column, they're just nice they're nice columns to have because they kind of show you who typically carries those items. So you can quickly look at an item or part and say, okay, that item is typically carried by all 4 distributors. And then once you've located it, you can get your pricing and availability as usual. Now, one thing you may have noticed there, or any of you that have updated and have been using this Etilize integration, is that we get all the pricing availability from the distributors at the same time. Again, just saving that time. So instead of hitting each one individually, we just do all 4 at the same time and bring that information back to you. Down at the bottom, you'll see there's going to be the 2 extra tabs that we talked about earlier. It's going to be the Similar Items tab, so I'll go ahead and click on that one and let that load. And then there's also the Upsell Items tab. The Similar Items tab is going to provide you with the functionality of basically items that are similar in feature functionality and also similar in price. They're not going to be exactly, but they're going to be pretty close. So if you wanted to do like a comparison or give the client a couple different options, you'll be able to show that information. The Upsell Items, there's going to be the tab directly next to it, is going to show you the items that are typically the next step up or have more functionality, but also tend to be more expensive. So it gives you that option so you can see that functionality and give the client the option. If you wanted to do like a good, better, best kind of thing, you'll be able to do that. All right. So I'm going to go back to my main tab here because there's a button that I want to show you. It's going to be a new button here. It's going to be the Compare button. So if you remember from the slides, talked about adding items to the comparison window. This is one way that you can do it. So if I click on this Compare button here, this will bring up my comparison window. And right now I have 1 item on there. So I'm going to go ahead and just minimize that for now. But I can add more than 1 item. Now you can either go to each item that you want to click on. So I can go to the 16 port option here, get pricing availability for my distributors, and then click Compare. And that'll add it to my comparison window. You can also do multiple items at a time. In your search window here, if you highlight an item and then hold Control, you can highlight multiple items. And then once you've made your selections, right-click, and there's an option that says Compare Product Features, Etilize. So you have to make sure you don't choose the one that says Compare. You choose the one that says Compare Product Features, in parentheses, Etilize. And when I click on that, that'll bring up that comparison window. So let me go ahead and unminimize that. And you can see a list of those items that I've added to the comparison window. So from here, I am able to see the differences between these different items. You'll see there's a couple options up at the top. I can get the pricing and availability for these items from the distributors. So in this case, it's going to be 20 part numbers. So 5 items with the 4 distributors that I've set up. It's going to be the 20. And it'll still highlight in green your best cost. It'll show you the best cost with stock. You'll see that information here. So you can decide which ones you want to add to the, your document. Once you're ready to add it, simply click on the Select button, and then I'll add it to the document for you. There is also the option to do the Show Pricing and Availability panel, so you can see which items are, which items are in stock, or if you wanted to see like you know, the accessories information or the similar items or upsell items tab or the spec sheet information, you'll be able to get that as well. So you can toggle that on and off. We can also remove the zero availability and zero cost items. So this is really nice because if you wanted to remove any items that don't appear or don't have costs from your distributor or don't have stock, you're able to remove those from this search window. So just something that can help you, again, save a little bit of time when you're reviewing those items. And then obviously you can remove all. And at the very bottom, you'll see it's just going to show you the same information where you can do the show pricing availability. But you will see that this is all highlighted in yellow, and if I uncheck this checkbox here, this will remove the highlighting from my document. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before we close out of this window is going to be the Add PDF to Links tab. So you can actually see, you can add this as a PDF to the Links tab. It's something that you can send to your client. So if you wanted to show them the differences, you would be able to do that by clicking on this button icon here. All right, so let's go ahead and close out of this window. I know a lot of you probably have questions about that. I'll take questions at the end. I see a lot of them are piling up, so I will make sure to get to your questions before we do end the meeting today. Okay, so now we're going to go to the redesigned print engine. There's a lot of information I want to show you here because we made a lot of changes. So it's going to look a lot of different, very different for a lot of you if you haven't updated yet. So the first thing I want to show you is the new layout. So the first thing you'll see is we still have our tabs up at the top, but on the layout tab we have two sub-tabs and then a couple icons or buttons here. The two sub-tabs will let you choose a primary and additional layout. So if you wanted to include more than one layout on your document, this is how you do that. I'm going to show you how that works. We're also giving you the option to filter by the different document types. So if you want to see just your quote layouts or your order layouts, invoice, sales order, or purchase order layouts, you can do that. You can also just click all, and that'll view all your layouts types that you've set up in QuoteWerks. One of the biggest features is going to be the ability to set defaults. So if I click on my cover page tab here, this will bring me to my cover page, my cover pages. If I click on the drop down, you can see a list of the different cover pages I have. This is my training installation, so I have quite a few different ones available. But you'll see the main ones here. And you'll see there's an option, a little star icon. And what that'll do is that'll set my default for quotes. Because I have a quote document open currently, I can set a default for every quote document. So if you use the same cover page on most of your documents, you can set you can have a preset default. That way you don't have to worry about remembering to choose the cover page each time. It'll automatically be selected for you. If you want to change it, you can easily do so. You know, just come here, click on your drop down, and then select a different one, and you can see it's been updated. But you can always go back to that original document, or it'll already at least be selected for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, and the other thing to mention about the cover pages, you'll see now, as we talked about on the slideshow, we are supporting those Microsoft Word documents, so the .docs and .docx's, so you'll be able to kind of interchangeably use those documents here. All right, so we're going to go to the Layout tab. First thing I want to show you here is going to be how to set a default layout. So on the primary, you have to choose at least one layout document. It can be whatever you want, but you need to make that selection here. And if you right-click, you'll see there's an option that says Set as Default for Quotes. So you're able to set a default not only for your cover pages, but also for the quotes as well. That way this layout will already be pre-selected for me, so I don't have to remember to select it each time. Very useful if you use the same layout on most, if not all, of your documents. So nice feature there, something that we've gotten a lot of requests for, so that functionality now exists for you. The additional tab will allow you to attach additional layouts. So if you wanted to include like a summary page, which is what I have here, you can attach it. If it's a Word document, that's fine as well. You can mix and match. You don't even have to use it. If you just want to use the primary, that's fine. We're just giving you the option to attach an additional document. So in our case, I'm going to go ahead and include it with my selections just so it's available there. The Literature tab, again, it's nothing changed from the kind of viewpoint of it. The only thing that's going to be different is that we do now support Word documents in your selections. So anything that you add as a literature, spec sheet, or your links tab, any of those that are Word documents, you can now merge into that PDF document. Okay, so one big difference you're also going to notice is the selections panel. So the selections panel shows you on the right-hand side everything that you have selected to be included in your printed document. Whether you're using Quote Valley or not, you're still going to want to use this because we include that PDF even in Quote Valley. But for the so one of the nice things about the selections panel is the ability to reorder your documents. So right now, the way I have it printing is my cover page would print first, then my layout, then my summary, then my support agreement. So maybe I want my support agreement to print second. I can simply highlight it and then use the up and down arrows to reorder my print selections. This is how we're going to print everything into that PDF document. So it's going to basically print from top down. So this is the order that you're going to want your documents in. So we're giving you that flexibility to now to very easily move things around and choose which order your documents are going to print and be merged into that PDF document. So a lot of functionality there. You can also remove selections here. So you'll see there's an option to remove the print selection, and then you can also remove all the print selections. So instead of highlighting one and then just removing that one, you can remove all the print selections here. Down at the bottom, there's going to be a checkbox that says Save Print Selections in Document. This will remember your print option settings. So when I created this quote, if I then previewed it or emailed it or saved it as a PDF or uploaded to Quote Valley, QuoteWerks would then remember moving forward all my selections here, so the next time I open this quote, maybe if I need to resend it, maybe they didn't get it, I don't have to worry about rebuilding it and going through all my selections again. All my selections will be saved. It's going to be on a quote-by-quote basis, so if you're using multiple layouts and different quotes, that's fine. This setting right here will just save you a lot of time, so you don't have to keep going through and resetting your selections each time you want to send the document to your client. All right, so let's go ahead and preview this document. So we're going to let that print our document. And then we're just going to go through kind of the different sections. So the first one's just going to be the cover page that pops up. This just using some QuoteWerks macros to populate this information, but you can see, you know, gives you a little more flexibility with Word, so a little nicer looking, a little easier to use. Our second page here, I could use the next arrows to go to that page, or the last, go to, find, close, and also the zoom functionality. So like I said, there's some new buttons in this print window that's going to show you that information. Additionally, you have the option to just go right to a specific section. So we have that preview pane on the left-hand side, so you can see a list of all the documents here, and then you can actually go through and simply click on a page if you want to go right to a page. Instead of having to go through page 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, you can quickly just go and select the different pages. So again, just something that gives you a lot of options. One thing I always like to show is going to be the summary page. So this just gives you kind of an idea of how you can use those additional layouts. That if you, you know, my first layout page here, I had listed out all the different line items that are in the document that the customer is going to purchase. Well, with the summary page, I can actually show them the I can show them kind of what the breakdown is. You know, okay, this is going to be all up front, this is going to be recurring, so they can see that information. So I have my line items here on this layout, and then my solution page or my summary page, I have it all broken down for them. So it makes it a little easier for them to digest and kind of see what's going on. So just a nice little ability, because we added that option to attach additional layouts, that you'll be able to kind of break things down a little easier for the client if you want to. At least just having the option to do it is going to be nice. And then here, if we go to our support agreement page, the first one, you'll see that this one here, this is the default one that comes with QuoteWerks, and I just added some colors to it and some headers and footers. But you can see, again, it's going to be a Word document. We're all merged into a single PDF. So if I click on my email button here, and then that launches my email window, you'll see my entire PDF is merged into that one single PDF. So even though it is 11 pages, it's made up of, at this point, 4 different files, because we have our cover page, 2 layouts, and a literature document. We do merge that into a single PDF document that we deliver to the customer. So again, just something that can save you a lot of time and makes it gives you a lot more flexibility with what you want to show and you know, what's delivered to the customer. All right. The next one I'm going to show you is going to be the Microsoft Word merging. This will be really fast because it works really fast now. So I'm going to deselect all my options here. So I'm going to go there, and then we're going to go to our Word layout and make my selection, and then I can preview. It's going to be very quick. That once I preview, it's just going to immediately open. So instead of me having to go through all the different steps or wait a long time, you can see it's very, very quick. So this one's a 17-page document. Merged all my macros that were in there automatically for me. Just very, very fast now. So again, nothing you need to do for this. Your existing Word documents, you shouldn't need to change anything. If you do have an issue, just let support know. But we did extensive testing, and we didn't find any issues. So you'll just be able to take advantage of this information right off the bat. So again, a really nice thing to have here is just that streamlined word merging. And best thing is you don't have to do anything for it. All right, so let me go back. All right, so the next one I'm going to show you is going to be the Dell Punchout credentials. So this is something that a lot of you have asked for, a way to import Dell products or quotes into QuoteWerks. So the way we're going to do that is through the Dell button here. So you'll see there's going to be a new Dell icon. Now, like I said, you're going to have to request from Dell your Punchout credentials. This is specific. It's not your Premier portal credentials. It's not anything else you have with Dell. They're going to assign you specific credentials to use this functionality. So you will have to request Dell Punchout credentials. If you don't request that, they won't know what to give you. The credentials are going to be added under your Tools Options menu. So you go to Tools, Options, and QuoteWerks. And then you'll click on your Real-Time tab. And then we'll click on the Real-Time Setup button. And then you'll see there's an option that says Dell. So we'll click on Real-Time Setup, click on the Dell tab, and that'll bring you to Dell. So you can put in the Dell credentials. All right. So once you get those from Dell, very easy, hit OK, you're good to go. So the way to use it, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to go ahead and start with a blank quote here just so you guys can see what it looks like when the items come in. So on your grid toolbar, once you add your credentials, you'll see this new Dell importer icon. So we'll click on that, and that's going to open up the Dell Premier Order Requisition app. So the first thing you're going to see is the option to open the Dell Premier website. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And you don't have to worry about logging in or anything like that. You're putting your credentials in QuoteWerks, so QuoteWerks will log you in each time with using your credentials. You don't have to worry about doing any of that information here. All right. So then once you're in, all you really need to do is typically do what you would do when you're processing an order with Dell or when you're creating a quote with Dell. You're going to add items to your shopping cart. So I'm just going to add a couple items here just so I don't have to do a search or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and click Add to Cart. And it's added in there. And let's go ahead and we'll do continue shopping. We'll add just another item or two so you can see that come over. Let's see. All right. Laptop, so we'll add this laptop here and do add to cart. All right, so we'll go with the 2 items on our quote. You can then obviously make any changes that you need to. So all you have to do is just follow the instructions at this point. We'll do create order requisition, so that's going to be the next step. And you can see if you go back to QuoteWerks, it's actually step 2 or step 3 in QuoteWerks. So step 2 is add your items to the shopping cart. Step 3 is once you're done adding those items, click on the create order requisition button in Dell. So we'll do continue. Now this is going to bring you to the shipping. You just have to choose your shipping option, so however you're going to ship, and then also your trade compliance. This is required. So excuse me. So you do have to make sure that you select one of those options here, and then continue. And then this will basically create your order, kind of just let you review it. And then the last step is going to be submit order requisition. Now once you do this, QuoteWerks will tell you that it's ready to be imported. It won't do it until then. So you actually see the splash screen that's going to pop up, and it'll say Dell order requisition created, and then you can switch back to QuoteWerks to import those items into QuoteWerks. So we'll click on QuoteWerks, and then we'll click on our import items into quote. And then you can see if I close out of here, I have my 2 items that I had in my document or in my Dell shopping cart. They're now imported into QuoteWerks. Now, since these items are now in QuoteWerks, now you can do whatever you need with them. You're ready to send them to your client. So I'm going to go ahead and select a contact that I can send this quote to. So let me go ahead and go to my Sold to Ship to tab. And let's select a client here. We'll do John. Save it. Give it a name. And then hit OK. So we'll pretend we send it out to our client. Client says they're ready to move forward. Now you want to actually place the order. The way that you're going to do that is you're going to click File, Convert to Order, because that's how you close a quote in QuoteWerks anyway. So anytime you are using QuoteWerks and you're ready to order the items, whether they're through QuoteWerks or not, that's how we close the quote, is File, Convert to Order. So we'll choose File, Convert to Order, and we'll hit OK. Our documents then become an order. Now I can actually purchase the items through Dell. So you're going to use the QuoteWerks purchasing module. And it's going to open up our purchasing window. And for these 2 items, I'm just going to choose Dell as the vendor. And then you can see there's the option for place online order. So this is live, so I'm not going to move forward with this. But as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. Once you select your items, you choose place online order, and then it would open up the ordering window, and then you can actually place it through Dell. So pretty straightforward once you get to this point. But you do have to convert those quotes to orders in order for them to show up in the purchasing window. Any of you that are not using the purchasing window, but you may want to be able to purchase from Dell through QuoteWerks, this will be a little bit different for you because you've never done this before. For those of you that purchase through the distributors that we typically use, Ingram, Tech Data, Synex, D&H, nothing's going to change. You'll just have the option to purchase through Dell now. So I know there's going to be a lot of questions on this. A couple things to keep in mind. You do have to have the real-time module for QuoteWerks in order to use this Dell functionality. So if you don't have it, let us know. We'd be happy to set you up with a trial so you can test it, see if it's going to work for you. And the real-time module does come with the purchasing module already. So once you get the real-time module, you have access to the Dell Punchout and then also the purchasing through QuoteWerks as well. Additionally, this is something that, again, you're going to have to request these credentials from Dell, so you have to tell them that you're looking for those Punchout credentials. Okay, so I got a couple questions about, kind of what does it look like? Well, your quote's going to look like whatever you want it to because it's in QuoteWerks. So it's going to be whatever your layout document looks like. So whatever you select, that's what it's going to be because all you're doing is you're just taking the items from Dell and importing them into QuoteWerks. So that's what the document's going to look like when you send it to the client is whatever layouts you select in QuoteWerks. That's the whole point, so you can get that information into QuoteWerks. Okay, well, I think that's most of the features that we added this year, a lot of the major ones. Like I said, we did add 131 new features, so feel free to go onto the website and check them out. We have a lot of information on there. Go to the help file, check out our videos. We're happy to do that. I'm going to stick around for the next few minutes and go through everyone's questions. So if you guys have questions about something or you want to see something else, just let me know. Go ahead and type in that questions box, and I'll try to get through as many of them as I can. So thank you, everyone, for your time today, and I hope you guys have a great day.